If you're 65 or older, avoid these 6 everyday places that secretly harm your health. Have you ever walked into a place you've been going to for years, only to find yourself feeling strangely tired, unwell, or even a bit off for days afterwards? You might be surprised to learn that some of the most ordinary places, ones many older adults visit regularly, could actually be quietly draining your health. Today, we're diving deep into 6 everyday places that people aged 65 and older should be cautious about, not out of fear, but out of wisdom and self-care. And yes, by the end of this story, you'll know where to go, what to avoid, and most importantly, how to protect your body and mind in ways most people overlook. Chapter 1. George's Story, a Wake-Up Call at 73. Let me tell you a story about a man named George. He's 73 years old, living in a quiet village in Kent. Retired, independent, full of life. Every Tuesday morning, George had a strict routine: walk to the local shopping center, sit at the coffee shop near the entrance, then pop into the pharmacy and the post office. But over time, something odd started happening. George would return home exhausted. His knees would ache more, his balance was off, and he started catching colds more often. One day, his daughter noticed his change in energy and insisted on a checkup. Nothing serious turned up in tests, but the doctor said something that stuck: "George, sometimes the issue isn't inside you, it's around you." Chapter 2. The places that age you without warning. So let's explore these 6 seemingly harmless places that could be impacting your health in your golden years. 1. Shopping centers and supermarkets. These massive places are full of hidden risks: long walking distances that tire joints, slippery floors, cold air conditioning that dries the lungs, and worst of all, crowds. For people over 65, crowds mean exposure to viruses, poor air circulation, and increased stress. George's weekly trip to the shopping center. It wasn't the walk that made him tired, it was the noise, the overstimulation, and the air quality. What to do instead? Try smaller local shops with fresh air. Or better yet, order online and have it delivered. If you must go, go during off-peak hours, when the place is calmer and cleaner. 2. Public toilets and washrooms. Now, this one might sound obvious, but hear me out. Public toilets are breeding grounds for bacteria. But for older adults with weaker immune systems and sometimes slower healing, this isn't just gross, it's dangerous. George once developed a stubborn urinary tract infection after using a poorly maintained washroom at a train station. He didn't realize the seat was dirty, and he wasn't able to fully disinfect his hands due to a broken soap dispenser. What to do? Always carry sanitizer. Wipe down seats when needed. Avoid touching taps and handles without a tissue. And if you can, plan your trips around clean restrooms. Think cafes or stores you trust. 3. Pharmacies and clinics. Yes, really. Ironically, these are the very places meant to help us get better. But for older folks, they often expose us to people who are already unwell, coughing, sneezing, touching counters and doors. George used to wait 40 minutes at the pharmacy every week. In winter, it became a game of luck. Would he walk out with just his meds, or a new virus too? Better approach: ask your chemist about home delivery. Call ahead to check when it's quiet, or use pharmacy apps to skip the wait altogether. 4. Garden centers and outdoor markets. Surprised. These peaceful places often seem like safe havens, but for older adults with joint pain, weak bones, or low stamina, uneven ground, long walking paths, and temperature swings can cause real trouble. George once tripped over a stone in a garden center, twisting his ankle badly. There were no staff nearby, and he had to wait for help. Safer solution: use a walking stick for stability. Visit when weather is dry, not too hot or cold. Or better yet, bring someone younger with you. They'll love the plants, and you'll stay safe. 5. Public transport hubs, trains, buses and tube stations. These are exhausting places, even for young people. For those aged 65 to 80, the constant noise, movement, and unpredictability can be overwhelming. Not to mention slippery platforms, rush hour crowds, delays that leave you standing too long. George once had to stand for 25 minutes on a delayed train with no seat. He felt dizzy, dehydrated, and nearly fainted. Tips for safer travel: avoid peak hours. Always carry a small folding seat or walking stick with built-in support. And keep hydrated, small sips every 15 minutes. 6. Loud restaurants and cafes. Socializing is vital, but certain places do more harm than good. Loud restaurants with echoing floors can make it hard to hear, raise your blood pressure, and even cause anxiety. George loved catching up with friends at his local pub, but he noticed he left with headaches and ringing in his ears. Turns out, the The noise was triggering his mild hearing loss and balance issues. What to do instead? Choose quieter spots with soft lighting, sit away from speakers and doors, or meet at someone's home, more peaceful, more personal.
If you are still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you are here. And if you have not subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your supports helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you.
Chapter 3. What George changed, and how his life transformed. After that chat with his doctor, George made 6 small changes to his routine, switched from big shopping centers to a local grocer who delivers, always carried sanitizer and used better restrooms, ordered his medication via app, skipping long queues, wore better shoes with grip when visiting gardens, avoided public transport during busy hours, chose quiet cafes, or invited friends over instead. And the results: more energy, less sickness, improved mood, and peace of mind. Final chapter: your health is built on where you go. Dear listener, this story isn't just about George. It's about all of us, growing older with grace and protecting our independence. You see, every place you visit leaves a trace on your health. And after 65, your body starts whispering truths that you mustn't ignore. Avoiding these places doesn't mean isolating yourself. It means being smart, prepared, and aware. Because a strong life isn't built just on medicine or food. It's built on small, wise choices every day. If this story helped you, or reminded you of someone you love, please consider sharing it. Sometimes, the smallest awareness can save years of hardship. And if you'd like more thoughtful, honest content like this, do subscribe and stay tuned. Because aging isn't about slowing down, it's about living smarter. Take care of where you walk, and your health will follow. Subscribe for more wellness stories every week. Have you ever wondered why, despite doing everything right, eating well, walking daily, taking your medications, your energy still feels low? The truth is, it's not always what you do, it's where you go. Today, we're uncovering the 6 common places many older adults visit regularly that may be quietly damaging their health. This isn't about scaring you, it's about opening your eyes through a real life story. Let me introduce you to Margaret, age 76, retired nurse, mother of 3, and an absolute ray of sunshine. But last year she hit a wall. Chapter 1. Margaret's mystery fatigue. Margaret lived in a small town just outside Oxford. Independent, active, full of charm, she loved her routine. Her days were structured, with errands sprinkled in, a trip to the charity shop, lunch at the local cafe, a walk through the Sunday market, visits to the clinic for checkups. But slowly, things began to shift. Margaret started to feel unusually tired by mid-afternoon. Her back ached more, her ankles swelled, and she began forgetting little things. Her son thought it was early memory decline, but Margaret knew something else was going on. She kept a diary, not of her meals or medications, but of the places she went. And that's when she saw the pattern. Chapter 2. The places draining her. Let's walk through Margaret's 6 frequent stops, the same places millions over 65 visit weekly, and why they became health hazards. 1. The charity shop. Margaret volunteered here every Friday. The place was friendly, filled with stories and dust. Over time, she noticed constant sneezing, dry throat, itchy skin. Why? Many second-hand items carry mold spores, fabric mites, and chemical residues. Worse still, the heating system was ancient. Dust circulated through the air all day. Safer alternative: take shorter shifts. Ask to help with admin in a cleaner area. Wear a lightweight mask if needed. 2. The church hall bingo night. It sounds harmless, doesn't it? A social gathering with friends, tea, and laughter. But the room was poorly ventilated. 50 people packed into a small space. Margaret often left with headaches and chest tightness. She didn't realize that low oxygen environments, stale air, and prolonged sitting were straining her lungs and circulation. What she changed: she switched to daytime meetups in the garden or cafe patio, and shortened her visits to 60 minutes. If you are still watching this video and finding these valuable insights, please comment number 5 below to let me know you are here. And if you have not subscribed yet, I reminded you subscribed and turn on the bell so you miss any video. Your supports helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. 3. Public bus station. Margaret no longer drove, so the bus was her gateway to independence. But during winter, she spent long minutes waiting on concrete floors in the cold breeze. Standing for too long on hard ground put pressure on her knees. One slippery morning, she almost fell. And let's not forget, idling buses releasing diesel fumes. Crowds coughing in enclosed shelters. What she did instead, started using a community ride service, wore proper anti-slip boots, sat inside until the bus arrived. 4. Sunday Farmers Market. Margaret adored the market, the chatter, the produce, the dogs on leads. But beneath the joy were hidden dangers. Uneven cobblestones caused her ankle to twist one day. No seating for brakes. Standing too long led to lower back pain. Sudden rain made everything slippery. One time, her blood pressure dropped from the heat. She fainted in the middle of the bread stall queue. Her fix: brought a foldable stool. Shopped early before crowds. Took water and shade breaks. 5. The pharmacy aisle in supermarkets. Margaret often combined her grocery run with picking up her prescriptions. But navigating long supermarket aisles, bright fluorescent lights, and loud announcements wore her down. At her age, even sensory overload can lead to mental fog, high blood pressure, or confusion. And the real kicker: the pharmacy queue stood next to the cold drinks fridge, blasting cold air onto her back. What she changed? Asked her GP to switch her to a home delivery service. Now does online shopping with her daughter. 6. Cafes with poor seating. Sounds odd, right? But Margaret started noticing that some cafes used hard, wobbly chairs with no back support. She'd sit with friends for 2 hours, sipping tea, and stand up with a stiff back, aching hips, and sore feet. Over time, poor posture caused muscle strain and interrupted her sleep. What she learned to do: check chairs before settling, requested cushions or backrest, and most importantly, stood up to stretch every 30 minutes. Chapter 3. The Turning Point. Margaret decided to make a change. She wasn't going to give up her freedom, but she was going to protect her health while living it fully. She made a personal list: places to go, time limits, support items, like water, cushion, umbrella, folding stick, and signs to watch for: dizziness, heat, fatigue. And you know what? In 3 months, her blood pressure improved, her memory became sharper, her knees hurt less, and she smiled more. Why? Because she listened to her surroundings. Chapter 4. What you can do today. Let's summarize Margaret's wisdom for anyone 65 and above. Always observe how you feel after visiting a place. Carry a small survival kit: sanitizer, water, cushion, mini fan. Choose quality environments over routine. Rest when your body whispers. Don't wait until it screams. Use community support, deliveries, rides, trusted company, because it's not about avoiding life. It's about designing a smarter one. Final words: you deserve safe spaces. If you're 65, 70, or 80, it's not your age slowing you down. It might just be the wrong places. Places that tire you out, strain your joints, lower your immunity, or overstimulate your senses. And once you replace them with calmer, cleaner, safer alternatives, you'll feel stronger, brighter, and yes, younger. If Margaret's story reminded you of someone, or yourself, please share this video, because aging wisely is a gift we can all share. And don't forget to subscribe for more real stories that matter, because we're not just growing older, we're growing wiser. You don't have to change your life, just change where you live it. If you are still watching this video and finding these valuable insights, please comment number 5 below to let me know you are here. And if you have not subscribed yet, I reminded you subscribe and turn on the bell so you miss any video. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you.